Today we will be learning the second part of lesson 3.4 on slope-intercept form. Okay. Today we're still going to be working on writing those equations. Okay, but this time they're not going to come straight out and tell us what our m and b are. We're going to have to find them. Okay. We're going to be identifying that m and that b. Okay. And we're really going to be focusing on now today on the graphing of those equations. Remember, m represents your slope, b represents that y-intercept, okay? So m is still slope, and b is our y-intercept. I'm going to abbreviate that, and remember that's the ordered pair, 0 and the number where it crosses that y-axis. Okay, that's our b. Okay. So today you're going to be given some graphs, or else you're going to be given ordered pairs. And the only thing you need to find for these equations is m and b. And we did one of these yesterday in your flip book. Oops. So you have seen one of these before. Okay. Now again, today we're given a graph, and this graph is going by 1, so it's going to be easy for us to use rise over run to find our slope. So they gave me 2 dots. Remember, you always want to start the dot on the left to tell you if your slope is positive or negative. So here I need to go up 1, 2, 3 spots. So I went up 3 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, as long as we're always moving to the right, we don't need to worry about a sign on this bottom number. So since we went up, it's positive 3, and to the right is 5. So my slope is 3/5. That doesn't simplify, so I'm going to leave my slope as 3 over 5. Okay? That b is the point where my line crosses the y-axis. So it's this point right here, and if you look, they're giving me an ordered pair that has an x-coordinate of 0, and they're telling me my b, right, this right here, is our b of -6. Okay. So I'm ready to plug those straight into my equation, and y equals m, which we found to be 3 over 5, x plus b, but since b is negative, we're minusing that 6. Y equals 3/5 x minus 6. We look at the next one. Okay. This one's not numbered, so we automatically know it's going by 1, so rise over run will be nice again. So if I do my rise, so I'm going to point on the left, excuse me, we need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Up again represents that positive number, and over 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this time, my m, my rise is 5, and we went up, so it stays positive, and my run is 3. Okay. This doesn't reduce. It could become a mixed number, but we never write slope as a mixed number, so it stays 5 over 3. Okay. Our b, again, the point where it crosses that y-axis, this graph is right here. Okay. So it's at 0 right here, so -1, -2. This point is 0, -2. So our y-intercept, our b, is -2. So my equation is y equals 5 over 3x minus 2. And our last one on this page, okay? Again, if I look at this graph, it's going by 1s, even though every other 1 is only numbered. So I can start at my leftmost point, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. So my m, okay, going down 6. So my rise, since we went down, is a -6. My run is 1, 2, 3. Is 3. And this time it does simplify to a whole number, so I want to simplify that improper fraction. -6 divided by 3 is -2. Okay. My y-intercept, again, that's the point where it crosses the y-axis, is right here. And this time again, they gave me that ordered pair, so my y-intercept is 4. Okay, and I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals negative 2x. This time 4 is positive, so it stays plus 4. So I wrote 3 slope-intercept form equations. And these next ones, they're not giving me a graph. They're giving me 2 ordered pairs. So this time I have to find m using that y minus y over x minus x. And then I have to identify the y-intercept from those ordered pairs. Okay, so we need to find m, which is our slope, and we're going to do that using y minus y over x minus x. One ordered pair, one ordered pair. Okay, and we need to find b, which from an ordered pair is 0 and then our number. Okay, so when I look at this first one, okay, to find m, that first ordered pair, okay, negative 3, 1, the y is 1, x is negative 3, slope is always minus, second order pair, y is a negative 8, and x is 0. When I simplify that, negative 1 minus 8 becomes negative 1 plus 8, so I have 9 on the top. Negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3, which that simplifies to a slope of negative 3. Now from those ordered pairs, what I'm looking for is that y coordinate, or that x coordinate of 0. So right here is my x coordinate of 0, which tells me my y-intercept is negative 8. So my b term is negative 8. So I have my m, I have b, I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals, y stays y, m, which is negative 3, x stays x, plus b, but our b is negative, so it's a minus 8. Okay. Second one, I'm going to change my color here. Alright, again, given ordered pairs, I have to find my slope. So y minus y over x minus x. First order pair, y is negative 5, x is 0. Always subtraction. Second order pair, y is negative 7. Sorry, our y is negative 7, and our x is 2. Okay, so again, I have a minus and negative, so that's going to become a plus. So negative 5 plus 7 gives me a 2 on the top, and 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Okay, this slope again simplifies to a whole number, so we want to simplify that, and we get negative 1. Okay, our b term, we want to look at that ordered pair with a 0 for x, so right here is my ordered pair that tells me b, and shows me that b is negative 5. Okay, so my equation is y equals m, which is negative 1, x minus 5. Okay. However, here, okay, we kind of talked about this a little before. If I have a negative 1x, that's really not simplified, so you should really write that, or you should write that, as y equals just a negative x minus 5. Okay, that 1 doesn't need to be there. Okay, we know it's there when we just see that negative. And this last one is a little bit more complicated. Okay? The work is still the same, just they're trying to trick you. So watch carefully when you're identifying that b term. Okay, so we need m. So change my color here again. Okay. M, y minus y over x minus x. So my first order pair, my y term is 0. My x term is negative 6. Slope's always subtraction. Okay, slope, subtraction, s and s. Okay, second order pair, y term is negative 24. Okay. And my x term is 0. Okay. Top of my fraction, I can have minus and negative, so that's plus. So 0 plus 24 is 24. And on the bottom, negative 6 minus 0 is negative 6. That reduces to that whole number of negative 4. So we found m to be negative 4. Okay, and the reason I said this one's trickier is because now both of my ordered pairs have a 0 in it. So remember, when you're looking for b, you want the ordered pair that has an x that is 0. So the first number has to be 0. So here the first number is negative 6, so that's not the right one. Here my first number is 0. So the second ordered pair is identifying my y-intercept. So b equals a negative 24. Okay. So this one, the equation, y stays y. M we found to be negative 4, so I have a negative 4x, because x stays x, plus b, but my b is minus, so it's negative 24. The second half of the lesson today is on graphing slope-intercept form. Okay? This takes 3 steps, so now you're going to be given the equation and you're going to be asked to graph. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is start at your y-intercept on that y-axis. Okay, we always start on this vertical number line. Excuse me. Okay, and then we move from that point on our y-axis according to our slope. And remember, our slope is rise over run. So that top number is telling us how to move up or down. Okay, and that bottom number is telling us how to move to the right. Okay, this is our run. Okay, and then we need to connect the lines with the points with a line. And now these lines, unless it's a word problem, okay, it might not always be a line, then it might remain a ray, right? Have an arrow at both ends, right? So let's try with some of these. All right, so they want us to graph y equals 3x minus 2. The first thing we're going to do is identify our slope and our y-intercept, our m and our b. Okay. Our m, okay, and b. So m here is 3. Now in order to graph it, that slope has to be a fraction, so I want to write 3 as a fraction, which means it's really 3 over 1. Okay, our b is that remaining constant, okay, which is a minus 2. Okay, so to graph it, I start at the y-intercept, so at negative 2 on that vertical number line, and I put a point. Okay, and from that point, they're telling me to go up 3 and over 1. So from there, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And that is where my next point goes. Okay, so my next point is right here. Okay, and my last step, connect those 2 dots with a line. Again, that line should have arrows at both ends. Okay. Let's try the next one. Okay, our m is the coefficient, b is our constant. Okay, so here m equals a negative 1 over 4. Okay, again, if your slope is negative, put that negative with the numerator. Okay, and our b is 3. So on my y-axis, I'm going to have a mark at 1, 2, 3, my y-intercept. And from there, my slope is telling me to go down 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my second point ends where that landed. Okay, and to finish my graph, I need to connect those 2 with a line, having those arrows at both ends. Okay, and that's graphing slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b.